Hello, everybody. Oh boy, this is exciting. Welcome to Her Many Voices' very first Earth Day event. This is truly a full day international event. So we've got friends from the other side of the pond that are joining us today. We are coming live from Colorado, and we're very excited about this. It's been a crazy day. I think we've got maybe about 60 presentations during the course of the day. So it is going to be a full one. Hopefully you guys got the invite and the schedule for the day. And you can check out who's coming on when. We are doing this in segments. I think we're doing it in 2-hour segments during the course of the day. So it is 8 o'clock our time. And we will be continuing until a little bit after 8 o'clock this evening. So be prepared and enjoy. Good to see my dear friend and brother, Lee Plentywolf. I've asked Lee today to do the opening prayer. And let me just say beforehand, we decided to do Indigenous Wisdom for Modern Challenges because we feel like now is the time to go back to all of our Indigenous roots. And when I say Indigenous, I am not talking about just Native Americans in this country. Indigenous peoples, we all come from that whisper from our ancestors when we entered this world. And we all have that innate knowledge that was passed on to us when we entered. We spend the rest of our years, the first few years, struggling with it. It's removed probably by the time we're about 5 or 6 years of age. We forget all that we knew when we came into this world and spend the rest of our lives reminding ourselves why we are here, the importance of how we treat our Mother Earth and how we treat each other. We use the tag, whatever I do for another, I do for myself. And that relates to not only people, but our winged friends and family members, our two-leggeds, our four-leggeds, our fish, all of that in life, as well as Mother Earth. Whatever you do to another, know that you are doing the same to yourself, right? And whatever you do for another, you are doing for yourself. So we welcome you today, and we hope you enjoy this. We hope you get something out of this day. And I would like to start it out with my dear brother, Chief Lee Plentywolf. Welcome, Lee. It's good to see you this morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I would today I ask for blessings for what we call Onchi Maka, Grandmother Earth. I've dedicated for quite a few years on trying to heal Onchi Maka and get the word out that we all need to work together to make changes, because we are self-destructing, in other words, of the way we live and the pollution that we put out in the air, and we're all guilty of that. And I ask Sankashla to forgive us and give us a better way to live, so all our grandchildren and their children can continue a good life here on this earth. I know that if today is very special, and I know that if we all come together, and even doing something small, there's a lot of us here on Earth. So even if we do something small to help Grandmother Earth or make that change, then it's like getting people together and making a lot more. Well, there'll be a lot of us. There'll be big changes if we all can do that. But today I ask for blessings for Maka. She's live, and we always pray for her. And we also ask blessings for all of us, everything that has a spirit, from a tiny blade of grass all the way up to the biggest animal here on earth. The four-legged and the winged ones, and of course, our winged ones. Most of them have the ability to help us, and the messages that we receive from them. So today I would like to at least to ask everybody, even if you plant one little seed, one little tree, that trees are very, very important here on this earth. So I ask everyone to at least think about planting a tree somewhere to get that because they help us with our breathing oxygen. Um, and also they eliminate. We also need a lot of I don't know plants and all of us to eliminate the pollution and the pollution that's caused here on this earth. Um, I would like to pray for all these and the blessings for everyone and blessings for uh, the, for a better way of life, blessings for our children. They are very important. They are sacred and they're wakha. So at this time, I would like to pray in my language, Lakota, Oglala, Lakota, Sioux, is what they French used to call Sioux. And most people, when I tell them where Oglala, Lakota, they say, well, where is that from? And only when I describe it as Sioux, that's when they understand who, or what tribe I come from. But we have to get away from that too. Anyway, we ask blessings for children. Cha petukile lilo ake washte ya onhapi naha. Petukile ake wichoni unha tukashla niecha. Na ya unkama la kokta ke homse chon hoiwe. Ja, le wichokujet kan hiam khat tukashla ake api wichaya yo kujokenan. Maar hij utagnishnyo, tuktel ik tchenha ergon ki 20 ontchontishni. This virus is going all over the place and it has taken a lot of lives. We asked Tunkashla to heal the ones that got sick and eliminate that virus and put it someplace out there where it won't hurt anyone else. All these illnesses and sicknesses. We thank the plant nation that we have medicine here to help with the healing and medicine for any kind of illness here on this earth. And Ochimaka is taking care of them too. Jayat Mukashlaya Lomsa Choya Lakoya Lomsa Wachok and ja, und die Makao, Akoni Poncha, ja, Wichoni Washteste, no Hanske, Populachtelo, ja, Trakoja Kwaku, Wakaja Kitsukashi, the Oichalakin, Asia, Waki, Chak, Pilonia, Picte, Nahaya Oyatiki, Nahunup, and Natopa, Nahu, Taku Ichakin, Taku Naki, or how I not Fukashi, the Ape, the Onchimacha, Akan, ja, ta onkten ta ichaqten advokata ke esha ya yokpukte nadvokash la osha la pikechna le makha oche makha akoni la lohaskint ash oche makha le apetuk ya nach na khant kash la ya pilon ya pelo ya lomse amashtetchuk na ja, ale taku uchoku jehena ja izdakin stishni omse choho yechiche. Ale ja taku oyate nachakchi jema chape taku waglushna hena ja michiktu shayot kashila. At hokata kata. Ja ale ha hogla kapikina taku ja pikten taku yogla kakta na petuki. Mochi makha Yeah, we'll check on the blessings for all the people who are going to be on this live event today. Tukashla hena wanchala kina woke na tukashla hena wichozani washteshte wagla kena washichala oichakingta. Ya tukashla le mitita kweke. Ya Alicia oshila pina ha ya tukata kinsha tiwahet khopik ya wanchala kina ja, na is onsiaitselek, de wordt kuitjek, de homse onhoietsische. Het fantastische lampet was still in Jacob, on this day you give us a beautiful day. Thank you, the creator God. Ja, en dan homse onhoietsische. Ja, dat fantastische hachwakanki, ja, ponkain, anti-wahed grap in het teospat grappie. Ja, en dan onsiaitselek, na. Ja, genau oichak ki at kash la ta ko yok shichona ya on pohana ya la kapos lakte na kash la ho hini che ha mani pin no chozani na ish at kash la oichak ki ya hom se ho ye chi she lo kash la le petuki hom se ho yi lo ya ha chi to lo na ta ku nash na ha to ja, hena wekse ki tak ma bringt ja watje ku chak chak tam sa chmoye wa onshon la piet kash la trokata ke ta ja ochoza ni wangla ke na mo hapi na wala khota ke na kash ja se hoy wa lo ja chito lo ha mitako o ja sai thank you Alicia.
Oh. Well, thank you, Lee. Thank you so very much. May your prayers reach every corner of life. Thank you very much for holding us up today.
Thank you.
And prayers back to you, my dear friend. I know that your health has been tested this last year.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're holding you up as well.
Thank you. Everybody have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lee. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So I made the mistake of getting on here, and we were in the midst of a little tech issue. And so we were frantic at the last second. I was frantic at the last second. My name is Alicia Fall. I am the founder and vision holder for Her Many Voices Foundation. I am Eastern Band Cherokee Taino. And I want to welcome you all here today. It is going to be a full day of many peoples on this planet. We have participation from Latvia, Nigeria, Czech Republic, Canada, Kenya, Tanzania, Australia, Hawaii, Panama, Mexico, as well as the States, and many more. So I am very, very excited for this day. And I do want to thank Eala Lewis. She is the wizard behind the curtain who has put this together today as she's producing this event. And she will be guiding us through this day from behind the curtain. So thank you, Eala, for all of your work today. And for all of those who have volunteered, Andrea and Harmony, thank you so much for your help too today. Let's start out with a little video. I guess we're starting out with a video from our school in Haiti, in Truchushu, Haiti. It is Saint Alphonse de Cadet. Is that where we're going right now? I thought we were going to do something a little different. So, where are we? Good. Okay. We've got a very first video coming up from Conservation International. But I'm not hearing audio, just to let you know. Don't you just love tech issues? Everything runs smoothly until it's time to go live, right? Okay. We'll try it again. There we go.
Some call me nature. Others call me Mother Nature. I've been here for over 4.5 billion years, 22,500 times longer than you. I don't really need people, but people need me. Yes, your future depends on me. When I thrive, you thrive. When I falter, you falter. Or worse. But I've been here for eons. I have fed species greater than you, and I have starved species greater than you. My oceans, my soil, my flowing streams, my forests, they all can take you or leave you. How you choose to live each day, whether you regard or disregard me, doesn't really matter to me. One way or the other. Your actions will determine your fate, not mine. I am nature. I will go on. I am prepared to evolve. Are you?
Powerful, powerful visual and words. I have to thank Conservation International. I reached out to them about this event, not quite sure if they would say yes to us or not. And I reached out because when they released this series of Nature is Speaking, it spoke to the very core of me. Beautiful and profound pieces of truth on how we treat Mother and what we need to do to make those differences so we can leave a strong future for our future ancestors, our children and theirs. So this morning, as we segue from Mother Nature, we're going to segue into the beginning story with my sister, Christinia Eala. Christinia, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so very much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. I'm really happy to be here and happier yet to share this story.
Yeah, I was very touched when you said yes, and just so thankful when you shared what you were going to share. I got a little bit of a snippet of it. So please.
Okay. Well, my name is Christinia Eala, and I'm a Lakota grandmother and elder from the Sichangu Lakota band of the Lakota Nation. And I've been walking the Red Road and considered a traditional woman for about 30 years now or so. Anyway, when I first started the Red Road, my journey on it, I started out by going to Native-only sweat lodges, sun dances, different things like that, because I just had to absorb as much knowledge as possible. And then finally, I felt after 10 years or so, I felt comfortable enough, and I started going to all of the international ceremonies, because international ceremonies are where the 4 nations of people come together to do ceremony together. At several of the ceremonies that I was at, I had a strange, well, not a strange, but a phenomena where people would come up to me and say, you know, I believe that I was Lakota or at least Indian in a past life, one of my past lives. And I remember the first time I heard it, I said, and I really had to sort of process that for a minute. And then I looked at this person and I said, I think what's really happening is you're having an indigenous awakening. Let me tell you a story. In the beginning times, when the Creator first put us on the earth, he came to us one day and said, gather the people of the nations. I'm coming here to give to all of you a sacred covenant. I want to make a sacred covenant with each one of you. And so he said, as you see, the earth that I gave you to live on is a beautiful place and it can support all life for millennia. And he said, and each one of you share the different elements, but I need to make a covenant with each nation so that you will enter into a covenant with me. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you about what the covenants were, and then I'm going to read some quotes that I found in doing my research. In the beginning times, the four nations I consider were the first original true human beings were put here on the Mother Earth. Oh, wait a minute. Grandson, Rita. I'm so sorry. Anyway, all nations were put here, and we all lived by the spiritual laws. And one day the Creator said that he wanted to make covenants with all of us. I'm so sorry. My grandson is in the kitchen. To the people of the West, there was given the covenant to be the keepers of the water. And they were to protect the water. They are to protect the water to help care for the sacred beings that live there, and to never take more than they need from the water in order to live with full bellies. In return, the sacred water will give them medicine in order to live with in health with their people. And then I found this as I was researching our stories, the Lakota stories, and I got this from just research on the website, on different websites. Water as a source of life and spirituality is another core African value. Traditionally, water as a source of life and spirituality is another core African value. Traditionally, was recognized as both an essential life force and a source of strong spiritual power. Skills in healing, sacred knowledge, psychic abilities, and medicinal plants are some of the gifts imparted to those chosen by the water spirits. These healers are custodians of traditional knowledge. Healers and diviners who follow the calling become important mediators between the spirit world and their communities. This, however, requires access to and the preservation of sacred rivers, wetlands, and the sea, so as to conduct rituals to aid communication with the spirit world. And this is the Black nation who are represented on the medicine wheel. To the north, the people of the Red Nation made the covenant to be the protectors of the Earth Mother. They were taught how to live in harmony with her by our brother, the buffalo. Never take more than is needed for shelter, food, water, and medicine. And this is a quote that I thought was really well said, plainly said, by David Epinia, a Yurok artist. He said, being Indian is mainly in your heart. It's a way of walking with the earth instead of upon it. A lot of the history books talk about us Indians in the past tense, but we don't plan on going anywhere. We have lost so much, but the thing that holds us together is that we all belong to and are protectors of the earth. That's the reason for us being here. Mother Earth is not a resource. She is an heirloom. The Yellow Nation of the East Direction accepted the covenant to be the keeper of the air. When they protect the air, it will always keep the human body healthy and in balance. In this way, the sacred air creates medicine to help the people. The importance of breathing need hardly be stressed. It provides the oxygen for the metabolic processes. Literally, it supports the fires of life. But breath, as pneuma, is also the spirit or soul. We live in an ocean of air, like fish in a body of water. By our breathing, we are attuned to our atmosphere. If we inhibit our breathing, we isolate ourselves from the medium in which we exist. In all Oriental and mystic philosophies, the breath holds the secret to the highest bliss. That is why breathing is the dominant factor in the practice of yoga. The white nation from the south direction were given the covenant to be keepers of the fire. When they protect the sacred fire and use it in a good way, it offers them warmth, heats their food, and protects them against predators on the darkest of nights. Fire was important for agriculture. It was common to use fire in various rituals in which torches, bonfires, burning embers, and even ashes were considered capable of stimulating the growth of the cornfields and the well-being of man and animals. After each in turn were given their covenants, they were told that the prime covenant was for all the nations to help each other, to support each other in keeping these covenants. So one day it happened that the white nation started using fire in a way that wasn't part of the prime covenant that they had. I'm sorry for the noise. They're repairing the roof today, of all days. I should have. Anyway. So if one nation started straying from their covenant, then the other nations were to come together and choose representatives to go and speak to that nation to help guide them back into balance with their covenant. And so they did that. And when they went there and saw the white nation and what they were doing, they were creating tools. They had discovered how to make metal. They were making tools, and then they started making weapons. And when that happened, the nations, the representatives of the other nations saw that, and they were thinking to themselves, well, that's pretty helpful. It could be helpful. So they sort of ignored it. They sort of turned their head and said, these things, you need to, with this metal, be careful, be cautious. But they didn't guide them back into the way, because they said, oh, we could use the same kind of thing to help ourselves. So they didn't guide them back to be in balance. Instead, they went home and they started using fire to make tools as well. So what happened is all of the nations fell out of balance with the covenants. Everybody did. And so what happened was the combustible engine came along, and then the nuclear age came along, and we know the rest of the story. The water was out of balance. The fish were being poisoned. The sea was being poisoned. The air was polluted. The earth was highly polluted and contaminated. And the water, the air, the fire. Anyway, so we're all to blame. It happened. It happened that we all came out of balance, and we're all the reason. Every one of us are the reasons that the earth is in the condition and the shape that she's in today. The only way that she's going to be brought back into balance is for us to come together, the four nations to come back together to restore harmony and balance. And I see that happening. I saw it happening at when I was up at Standing Rock, and I looked back when I was coming back to Colorado. I saw the four nations coming together to protect the earth, the water, the fire, and the air. It was beautiful. And that's my story. And I'm sorry, I didn't know there was going to be so much going on today.
Of course they would work on your rooftop today.
Yeah. So
They're
and my
creating something
grandson,
else. They're creating something completely different.
I know. And my grandson, I found out that he didn't have school today. So
Ah, okay.
yeah.
Well, good. Then he can watch, he can come in and out and watch the rest of the day with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he will. They all will. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for the
thank you so
opportunity.
much. It was a beautiful story, and it speaks to when we initially started thinking about this. It was with the intent of reflection of medicine wheels and sacred circles. So we look to the directions, we look to the elements in the midst of all of this, because we have to have that understanding of how connected we are with every drop of water, with every leaf, with every tree. We have to have that understanding because we have spent so much time disconnecting ourselves, and now it's the time to reconnect. We have to. We have to. So
Absolutely. And
thank
thank
you
you so
so
much.
very much. Have a
Thank you.
beautiful day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, guys. Wonderful. Next up, we are going to the other side of the pond. We're going all the way to Latvia, to our dear friends at Obelisk Farm. Andris, how are you today?
Hello, Alicia. Hi. I'm very good. Thank you.
Good to see
Nice,
your face. Good to see your face.
nice to see you. Yes.
Right before you start to speak, shall we go straight to your workshop, or should we go to the video of your children, of Gabriela and Freddy?
Yes, we could go through the video, definitely.
Okay. Aisala, let's see. Are you ready for the video?
Hi, my name is Gabriela and I'm almost 10. Hi, my name is Freddie. I'm 8 years old. Happy Earth Day! Earth means a lot to us because, well, Earth is our planet of a gift. And Earth, if we don't live here, nothing will change. Even this on the planet, it will be not the same as this planet. We can breathe here, we can walk here. In another planet, we can also swim here. And in another planets, we can breathe and walk, and so there is no pools and nothing else. And also, yeah, we have countries also. A lot of countries. Live, and we have houses, we have everything, but some of the people don't have everything. And yeah. Earth Day is the best. Hemp is the most greatest thing for the planet. It has everything nice and nothing is inside bad. And so they don't have nothing inside like microbots and bugs inside. And they have CBD oil. Yes. With the hemp, we can also make some hemp paper, and because we can not, cut the trees, because then the trees won't live and grow like they used to do. And I think hemp paper is cool. We can build houses with hemp, and we can also do some food who are really delicious, and some products we can also do like in our farm, and I think that's really healthy and good. We can be kind for Earth, and we can help people here on Earth, and we can, we can also send love for Earth, and that we love Earth and we appreciate Earth, and we love to grow everything what we do. We need to be kind for the Earth. and gives us a lot of days to be here, never go to another stuff. It helps us breathe. It has trees. It has everything what we need. Kisses for Earth.
We said kisses for Earth.
That was wonderful, Andris. That was absolutely wonderful. All right, I don't even think we need to do anything because the kids spoke for everyone on behalf of Mother Earth and on the beauty of hemp, this beautiful plant that she has given us. That does so many things, so many things.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm sending greetings from Deborah. She's not feeling very well today, but all good. She will participate next time.
Okay. Please send our love and let her know. I'll be thinking of her.
Yes.
Hopefully she feels better quickly. Yeah. All right. So tell us today, what are you going to be sharing with us today?
Yeah. Today I want to show you, as kids mentioned, we grow this amazing plant which calls hemp. And I will show you one of the usage which you can actually do it at home if you have some plants and reuse it completely, all of them, not just flowers or seeds. So I will show you how simply can be made hemp paper. And I have few of them already done for you just to have a look. It's they can be different colors, as you can see. Of course, they can be also different shapes, but I'm usually in this kind of event, I'm showing you the small one, so you can make some greeting card, and it's very convenient. And the good thing is it's hemp. It's not made from the trees. And which part is it? I will show you. Like, these are the stalks. So your plant is growing, and on the top of it, it's some flowers. And all around the stalk, it's a fiber. Look, it's coming off like this. Very long and very strong fibers. So today I will show you how to make out of this some nice paper. And here I have the one which I prepare already. It's easier to work. So this is from which part we are making actually the paper. But also this inner part, I break it. This is a hemp like a cellulose. From this industrially can be made paper as well. But I have not learned yet how to do that, but I will show you from the fibers how it comes out. And this is the good thing about this plant. I will repeat myself again. So we got the flowers, we got the seeds, we have the stalk, we take the fiber, we take the sheaves, we make a paper, we make the clothes, we make the ropes, we build the houses, bedding for animals. And this plant in average grows and it's ready to harvest in 3 months. So here in Latvia, we have just, unfortunately, one season. Once a year, we can actually grow it and get the harvest. But in many parts of the world, there are longer seasons, so you can do at least 2 times. So you
I'm amazed at what you do within that one season.
No.
And I read an article this week. Now there's from the dust from the hemp in Italy, they're making hemp leather.
Yeah.
From the dust from it. Yeah.
So this is another, it's just so many. I read also somewhere it's more than 25,000 different products or ways to use the parts of the hemp. So it's unbelievable amount of variety to products to make it. So
yes.
And this is the day where it's perfect for you all to see a little bit one of those uses, because we believe that it can really save the planet. our earth, like this comes with the thing. Okay, here in this part we have a lot of forest, but anyway it's a problem. They are just cutting it, and it will take like my children will be grown-ups, and maybe then they will see that forest which been cut this year. But again, hemp grows 3 months and it's ready, and then you plant again. So all these things. Okay, so let's move on, and step by step, very simple steps, nothing hard, and we will make some sheets of hemp paper. So with what we start with the fiber, and we need to make a pulp out of it. I will just show you how it looks like. So at home, you just get it, you get some this kind of scissors, that kind of scissors. Very important that they are sharp. And you cut your fiber in small bits. And this you need to do it like 1 centimeter long. I don't know, half an inch maybe it is, maybe. But in order to not break your blender. Everyone has at home blender, so you can use it to make your pulp for the paper. So, and you need to cut it small, that it doesn't twist around the blade and doesn't kill your blender, because you need to use it for your lifetime. You don't need to throw it out. So you need to take care of it. And here I already prepared some of it. I cut it before and I soak it in the water for maybe 1 hour. And this is how it looks like. I hope you can see it. It's cut in the bits.
And Andris, is there anything that you do with the water afterwards, since it's absorbed so much of the hemp?
This water, we reuse it. I don't know how to say that. We reuse it in the toilet. We flush it. Yes, that's the one. That's the thing. What you can do it. But before that, you need some sheath, because small fiber bits can block a lot of things. So you put through your water to make it a bit clean. Or when we do it in the summer, of course, we use it in the garden. So no water is going just like for nothing away. So everything can be reused.
Yeah,
and
so it doesn't necessarily have to go down the toilet.
No, that's one thing. It's because we oftenly do it in the winter time. The paper to soak up a little bit more, because we heat up the house. We have a fireplace, and it's very, very nice to dry there. A lot of paper. So while house is getting warm, we can dry there our paper. In the summer is different, then we need to bring it outside, hang it in the sun, but that takes a bit longer time. But in average, it dries out in 2 or 3 days, and your paper is done completely, ready for usage. Yeah. And next step, you want to make a pulp. So I will just show you when it's dry. You see it's it's pretty rough. This will not gonna be a very nice paper, but we place it small bit in the blender, and now I will make a noise for 30 seconds. Excuse me. Bit of noise. Okay, you can see it dissolves. I will take out some of it. I hope the image will show the difference what I had in my hands before and now. It's finer.
Big difference, yeah.
Yeah, it's now very soft and it's very easy now to work with it. So now I can place it in the bigger, how to say that, pot, yeah? Which is here. I will try to show you. I prepared before already some, so it's full with the fiber and water.
Okay.
In average, actually, you can make out of 60 grams of fiber, like this, using 10 liters of water in the process, around 25-30 A6 sheets. So this big. So like a postcard. And to be honest, I think it's not so much of resources, how to say, wasted, because like I said, nothing is wasted. And our pulp is here in the water. And now what I do, I buy the frames like for the photography.
Yeah.
And I find some wire net.
Yeah, that's a mesh. Okay.
Mesh. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the screens that we use to keep the mosquitoes out. Maybe a little bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is a big one, but as finer it is, it's better. Even those one for mosquitoes would work perfectly.
Okay.
So important that it's strong, let's say. It's not like bending, yeah? So
right.
This thing, if you research, everything people can find and make it at home to start this. Then just need to grow some hemp, of course. But this frame, I have it, and it comes also always with some glass, which perfectly fits here. I will just show you now why I need it. And I have some fields, how to say this?
Felt paper?
Yes.
Yeah.
And these ones, it's, I don't know, you can make millions of papers with them. You just need them where you will place your actual paper and dry it out. And that is the reason why you use them. So I place it here. I hope you see it. And now I hold it like this in 45, not percent, in the angle of 45 degrees.
45 degrees, okay.
Approximately. And I will go in and come out. And I will try to catch my fiber at this moment.
Like you're digging for gold.
Yeah, I guess so. So I'm going in and I'm coming out. What? I'm sorry. Not always it works so perfectly. You need to mix it a little bit that it gets even. And you catch your fiber.
That was a quick catch. Okay.
Yeah, because it goes very fast, actually. When the first time you do it, it gets too rough. Always you can do it again. You just turn it around and put it back your fiber. I will do it in the second because, and also another thing you see here is some fiber around. This is not a problem. You don't need to take it off now. I will just show you next step. You take your glass and you place it and you squeeze it a little bit. Squeeze off the water. And now all these fibers around the frame, you just fold it on your glass like this. This all around because you want to get out your paper to take it out. And now at this moment, you can take off the fiber, which like a leftovers, you know. So it's this moment. Because before you put the glass and you will try to take off your extra fiber, you will damage your actual paper, definitely. because now the glass is holding all the fiber there. It's nothing happening with it.
Right.
Well, yeah, like this. And now we will turn it around like this, and one touch and it falls out, and it's still on the glass. And next move is I'm closing it, turning around, and it's upside down. And now I clean off the fiber from the glass and take off the glass from one corner, just going up. This one is not the perfect one, but I will show you like this. 1 second.
That is beautiful, Andris.
This is your piece of paper. As you see, it's pretty strong. You can move it around. So you can have just one of these, you know. Right. This one you can already place somewhere and it will dry. And when it's dry with the iron, you can iron it and it will become very, very fine.
Okay.
And if you don't like this, you place it back. And you can do it all over and all over. Or if you, for example, did hear some writing and you don't like it, so place it in the water and do your paper again.
All right, like Mother Earth, very forgiving. This paper is this plant is very forgiving. So we've done in Haiti, we've made paper in Haiti, and made paper cards, and we've pressed seeds in them, we've pressed flowers, that sort of thing. Can you do the same with this paper?
Yes, in this case, you will need to blend it a bit longer, make the pulp more fine.
Okay.
And then you can make like 2 sheets together, and between them you place your flower or leaf or seeds and put them while they are wet together and press it, and you will have your outcome. Because we tried just when it's wet, yeah, like I did, and put some flour. When it dries off, the flour comes off, or it doesn't stick so well because it's pretty rough, you know.
Okay.
If you make your pulp more fine, then it sticks better together, and it's possible that happens. And what I can do at this point, it's maybe A3 format the page, because bigger you make your frame, harder is to navigate.
Right, right.
And there is the problem. You need way more water, you need way more things like this, and it's not so easy.
And let me ask you, is there a difference in how the end product is, or maybe you can't even use it, whether you're using a particular industrial hemp strain that from one strain to another, or can you do this also? Have you tried it with the cannabis plant, the marijuana plant? Can you use any of that fiber too? Because I know people, especially in Colorado, there are a lot of people who grow marijuana. I shouldn't say marijuana. Yes. So grow the cannabis that has the THC.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah. So is it possible to break down that fiber, or is it so different from the industrial hemp?
No, there is almost no difference, except the cannabis, which is grown for THC. It will be very, very thick. The straw will not gonna be like this. This is like my finger, even smaller. For that you will have big trees, but if you after your harvest you pull it out, all the plant, all the branch, let's say, and or leave it outside. What we do, we leave it on the field all winter, so it gets the moist, gets the sun, and in the spring it comes off very easy, the fiber, you know. So it doesn't need to be all winter. It needs to be, I don't know, 1 month or 1 week in the water, and then take out that plant and leave it to dry off, and you will see the fiber will start to come off from the core. And there is no difference. It's the same fiber, it's the same plant, and you can use also that fibers for making the paper. Only difference, what I told you, I have here 3 different colors. This is like basic, yeah. This gray one, this fiber was outside on the field all winter, and it become gray.
Okay.
This brown one, it's harvested in the autumn. When it was still green, and with the machines, it was transformed to the fiber, which is brown, light brown. And this white one, it's degumed or bleached fiber. It doesn't mean that they're using bleach. It's the pressure and heat which is used in the process to get your fibers more soft, and they lose this compound which called lignin, I think, which gives the strength. And here is no strength when it's white like this. It's all out, but it's very soft and very bright. But
okay, so the material itself, depending on when it's harvested and when it's processed, the material will be maybe a little bit more coarse, the paper, versus very smooth. Yeah. Is the bleached, the quote unquote bleached one, is a little smoother than the first one you showed us, right?
Yes. This let's call it bleached one. It's very easy to work if you make a paper, because the hardest process is this to be cut with the scissors in these small amounts. This takes the longest time. For these 30 pages, for these 60 grams, it's a bit bunch bigger than this. For me, it takes half an hour, definitely. Chop, 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 chop. That is the hardest. But the bleached one, it's very easy. You just cut it so easily, and the paper becomes very, very soft. So that is the difference.
And this seems like it would be something that children can easily do with you, right?
Yes, or definitely. Usually when people come visit us for such a activity, I usually prepare already thing like this, and children just come, I show them how to work with the frame, and then they do their own papers and experiment with the flowers and different things. And yeah, that's definitely they could work.
Have you ever tried using like natural dyes, the like fruit or vegetable dyes with the paper as well?
Not yet, but it would definitely work.
Okay.
Definitely. It's this moment when it's here, you dye all this mass which you prepare, and you will get your nice color you expect.
I would just maybe recommend for those who are watching this and they want to do this with their children, if you do something like a beet juice dye or something like that, make sure everybody's wearing gloves, because your hands will absorb some of that natural ink for a while. It'll take a moment before that comes out of your skin and your clothing.
Yes. But if you don't use any dye like this, it's no problem. You don't need the gloves to do it. Only thing is with this one, somehow it makes your skin very soft. Like it is so soft and makes very soft your skin. But usually you will get the natural fibers, and you can work here for hours, and there is no problem with anything. Especially if you have some hot weather. Perfect.
Andris, tell us exactly where in Latvia you guys are.
Yeah, thank you for this. We are pretty far from the capital, which calls Riga. And if you would look at the map, it's like Latvia, and just in the middle is the capital, and we are to the side of the Russian border, almost there. So it's around 200 kilometers, and this is really countryside. In the village where we live, we are like, yeah, this year still 4 families left in whole village. So it's no people here. It's pretty abandoned, which works for us.
Yeah, it worked for me too when I came to visit you.
Yes.
I went out to visit the family. What was it last? It's been a year and a half or so ago, maybe
Yeah.
almost 2 years ago. And I had to laugh because I had to take a plane to the train to the bus or the other bus to the train to get to you guys. And then they picked me up, and then we drove out to their
More.
farm. So, yeah, it took maybe another 20 minutes, half hour to get to the farm. And it is a beautiful farm. It really, truly is. And I would encourage anyone, if possible, to go to the farm. And you guys have some workshops, right? You do regular workshops that we can attend, right?
Yes, definitely. Every week we have this workshop, paper workshop, then we make some food, then we show how to insulate your house with the hemp. So all these things, it's now on regular basis happening, so everyone can try out their skill and fall in love in hemp.
Fall in love with hemp and fall in love with your family. All of you are just beautiful, beautiful spirits.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful that we connected. We met, I believe we met in Poland, didn't we?
Yes, it was in the Poland.
Yeah.
Hemp
Yeah.
Today event.
Yeah.
Very warm events all the time there. We are grateful to know all these people.
Yes, what I have found for around the people in the hemp industry is there is a lot of big heart in this industry from all over the world. I've met people from all over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
People like yourself who are willing to take the time to educate others on the beauty of this plant and the importance of it.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Let us know, how do we get in touch with you? If we want to come visit your farm, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can write us the email or find us on Instagram or Facebook. It's the same words, Obelisk Farm. And you will be in touch straight away with me or Deborah. And you are welcome. Ask any questions. We will help you out.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Andris, for taking the time today. Please thank Gabriela and Fredes for their video. And I hope Deborah feels much better very soon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. You have a beautiful
nice day.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao. All right, guys. This is wonderful. I love this plant. For those of you who know me, I have this passion for hemp. I truly feel like the plant speaks to me. And for a whole host of reasons, I will be a strong advocate for my last breath for this plant because it does so many amazing things. And in the process of assisting us that way, everything from putting clothes on us to the food that we ingest, to the structure, the house that we can have over our head, all of these things, and medicine. In the process of doing that, it also is an amazing carbon sequestering plant, right? I know we say plant trees, and I say, yes, absolutely. Plant as many forests as we can, but it might take 20 to 50 years for that forest to truly mature. This plant matures in somewhere between 100 to 120 days. And it carbon sequests maybe 4 to 5 times greater than most of the trees that are out there. And it also is wonderful at remediating soil. So please, 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 if you're not aware of hemp, please take a look at it. I know that we've had some stigma in the past. This country, this government decided to make it illegal for the longest time for a whole host of political and power control reasons. We should never have done that. And I'm very grateful that it's coming back into the fold now. But now is the time that we need to let the plant be in its fullness, because Mother gave something to us in perfection. So that's my soapbox moment on hemp. Okay, yes, I'm seeing right now on the screen, if you want to support our work, please, we need support in a whole host of ways. We have a number of people who have volunteered, like today's event. We have volunteers who are helping in behind the curtain as well. But we also need financial, right? We are a small nonprofit. There are only a handful of us that do a whole lot of work here. I know I do maybe the job of 2 people. I can tell you Eala does the job of 4 to 5 people, all right? So none of this gets to happen without your support, and in big ways and in small. So please think about that contribution for her many voices. All right, so speaking of support, we're gonna move on now to Haiti. We were fortunate enough to, well, let me back up a little bit. In 2010, there was an earthquake in Haiti, as many of you know. And it was my first introduction to Haiti. I went down there a few weeks after the quake and met some, I don't know, mind-blowing, heart-filling people. I cannot get over the experience I had there, because I was with people who many of them had lost everything and everyone. And yet they spent time with me and could not do more for me to make sure that I was comfortable in the midst of the rubble down there. So over a period of time, we developed really strong relationships in Haiti. And in one area in particular, in Truchouchou, we were able to connect with the people, ask the women of the community what it was that they wanted, and their first request was a school for their children. It's a very rural area, and education is key, as we know, no matter where you are on the planet. And they needed something. So my partner in the Haiti projects, Tamar Kantav, who you will hear a little bit later today, she's going to be speaking on financial literacy. The 2 of us partnered together, and with the community, we started working on building a school there in Truchouchou. What started out as nothing more than twigs of bamboo and leaves and that sort of thing became something greater, because students came and volunteer teachers came. And because of the work that we started, there was another organization that said, we will help you physically build the structure. And so today we have 2 buildings. I don't know, at one point we had about 180 students. I'm not quite sure how many we have today, but they start at the very young age of 3 years old. And they go all the way up. Some of these students are 21, 22 years of age. So I asked if they would send a little video, which they have. And unfortunately, we got the video very late last night. But we don't have the subtitles on it. But I will share with you that it starts out with some gratitude. The children are sharing that they love myself and Tamar Kantav. They appreciate us, which we are very grateful for, because we appreciate each and every one of you guys as well. And then they start singing songs about Mother Earth and what does she give to us, you know? At first, there's this tease of, oh, she doesn't do anything for us. She's not cooking for us. She's not doing this. But then there's the statement about she really does provide the food for us. She cares for us. She tends to us. And that starts with some of the older students in the class. And then we segue all the way down to the little ones. And they start singing. They start singing a song about what Mother gives to them as well. They talk about how she gives them all sorts of vegetables and fruits. So, any rate, let's go ahead and play this song. Excuse me, this video, and you know, you'll be able to feel what the children are talking about in this video.
Alicia, nous aimons en ville à tout camarade parce que on travaille sur la terre pour nous. Ça la tête n'a parlé de la terre comme ça. La terre pas même pas manger. Et puis nous aimons la terre comme ça. En tout terre pour aller dans pays étranger. Nous d'accord pour vendre terre? Oui. Oh! Ça n'a dit qu'on s'attimoun. Jean la terre bon, li bay manger, li fait nous grandir, et puis n'a humilié la terre comme ça. Moi-même, moi pas d'accord avec nous. Ah, c'est vrai, la terre fait tout bagay ça pour nous. Oui, la terre fait un pile bagay pour nous. On aime la terre c'est pour nous. On aime la terre c'est pour nous. On aime la terre c'est pour nous.
Bravo! Question encore?
Qu'est-ce que la terre fait pour nous, mes amis?
La manger.
Ok, comment on mange ça, Aurélie?
Encore.
Encore, mes amis? Ok, qui sont encore? Très bien. Qui sont encore? Wow, très bien. Qui sont encore? Chou, très bien. Qui sont encore? Tomate, très bien, mes amis. Qui s'en a pris la terre pour ça? Merci la terre.
Merci la terre.
Parce que vous créez un pile bagaille pour manger. Encore merci la terre.
Merci la terre.
Ok, encore merci la terre.
Merci la terre.
Ok, pour ça n'a fait pour la terre. On chante un chant pour lui? Oui. On allait, on chante qu'on est de la terre. On allait, savez-vous?
Savez-vous planter les choux à la volée, à la volée? Savez-vous planter les choux à la volée de chez nous?
Debout, mes amis. Savez-vous planter les choux à la volée, à la volée? Savez-vous planter les choux à la volée de chez nous? Encore, on les plante avec les mains? On les plante avec les mains. À la volée, à la volée. On les plante avec les mains. À la volée de chez nous.
Nous aimons la terre? Est-ce que nous aimons la terre?
Oui.
On bat bravo pour maman la terre.
On les plante avec les pieds. On les plante avec les pieds. À la volée, à la volée. On les plante avec les pieds. À la volée de chez nous. On les plante avec les pieds. À la volée, à la volée. On les plante avec les pieds. À la volée de chez nous.
We will plant them with our hands, with our hands, with our hands. And then we will plant them with our feet, like we do, like we do. We will plant them with our feet. And then the superintendent, Nasson, he's asking about, do you love Mother Earth? Well, yes, we do love Mother Earth. And the larger group at the end, when they are in a full circle, well, let's love Mother Earth. Mother Earth is for us. Let's love Mother Earth. Mother Earth is for us. So you've met some of our children in Haiti. My heart just explodes every time we go down there. You know, if you would like to join us, we do these, we periodically do these travel with a purpose projects. And we've brought people from various parts of the world with us down to Haiti in the past. Right now, Haiti is a little bit of a hotbed. There has been a lot of political unrest and a lot of violence in the streets, so we've not been able to go at the moment for the last, I would say, last year. That will change again. But for those of you who have joined us in the past, you know how your heart explodes when you spend time there. We have brought in some folks have joined us, and they've actually worked the entire time there. They've gone in as a teacher at the school, and the children so are appreciative of the work that others bring to the table there. They always enjoy learning another language as well. So Creole is the #1 language throughout the country. Those who are working on education, usually French is the second language that they learn. And then oftentimes the third language is going to be either English or Spanish, depending on what region you are in Haiti. So we have a couple of students who have learned a few lines in English, which I am very grateful for because my Creole is terrible, absolutely terrible. 10 years later, it's pretty bad. Any rate, so let's see. Let me see here. Tamar Kantav, I remember when the space was just a pavilion. Ah, yes. Thank you for writing in. Yeah. So when we first started, like I said, Tammy and I went down to Haiti, and we had no money. And we had no real resources, but we had a determination. And with the community, we were able to build, It's that whole, if you build it, they will come. We started building with, like I said, with twigs and branches, and students came and teachers came and parents were very excited about this, and they helped to support. And so for the longest time, that's where we were. At this point, Her Many Voices actually sponsors the school. We are responsible for a number of the teachers there. So I'm very happy to say that the school has thrived. We have recently, we started doing a different project up at the school. It just started within the last month and a half or so. A few years back, we were working with Henri Jean, and he was the intergenerational agricultural instructor coordinator for our youth there. And unfortunately, about a year or so ago, Henri passed. And so we were left without the wisdom of this elder to work with other elders as well as the students there, the young people there at the school. We started out, we had plowed through, and we actually had crops that were growing and all of these beautiful things that were happening. And then, unfortunately, with Henri's passing, we lost a lot of that momentum. So the community has rallied again, and they have started all over with educating the young people. And the organization that we were able to create is called the Henriette Foundation. And so we have agronomists and a wide variety of farmers and permaculturalists who work together with the students, helping them out there. And we have Adelaire Saint-Laurent to thank for that. Adelaire is one of the folks who works for Her Many Voices periodically. He and his brother, Emmanuel Saint-Laurent, have been very, very crucial in the work that we've been able to do at the school. In Truchushu in general, because not only do we work with these students here at the school, we also work with 6 women's organizations that were created. Basically, we partner with them. So, at any rate, I've got the cue now. I think we're ready for our next video. This is another Conservation International video. This is the Redwoods.
How come you're so smart?
Kid, I've been around a really long time. As a matter of fact, our kind has been around longer than just about anything. I've seen just about everything.
Really? Like what?
Well, I've seen weather, all kinds of weather.
And lots of critters?
Yeah? At first there were just some bugs and spiders, then some mice and rats, and some rabbits and bears and skunks. Then, all of a sudden, there were humans. And all hell broke loose.
Why? What did the humans do?
Well, they changed wolves into dogs, rivers into lakes, and us into wood. They started using the planet like it was put there just for them. Act like they've got an extra one laying around.
Why do they do that? Why don't they understand?
I don't know. If they don't figure out that they're part of nature rather than just using nature, they probably won't be around to see you grow up.
If the voice, I don't know about the young voice, but if the male voice in that video was familiar, that was Robert Redford. And I neglected to say in the Mother Nature video, that was Julia Roberts. That was her voice. Erik McKee. Erik, how are you, sweetheart? It's good to see you this morning.
Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, honey. So this is a treat. Erik is a dear friend. We met because of the Hemp Circle. Erik is not only the founder of Wonder Workshop, but he is also the founder of the U.S. Hemp Building Association. That is his baby. And Erik, I have to say, the moment we met, we connected at such a core level. And everybody, within about 5 minutes of me talking about Haiti, Erik was like, I want to go. Let's go. Let's start working with hemp in Haiti. And he went with us, and we will be doing that again. But we've had that connection between hemp and Haiti. And I want to thank you for that, Erik.
Thank you.
So I understand today, do we have Zoe with us too?
No, she's in school. She's in school participating in Earth Day at school, but she's all head to toe in hemp, and she's ready to go and spread the gospel. And yeah, she's going to be giving it to her classmates and teachers today.
Wonderful, wonderful. Zoe, Erik's daughter Zoe, she's wonderful, and she can really teach you a great deal about hemp, the beauty of it, of this plant, and especially when it comes to the hempcrete structures. She was helping us out in our workshop. And I have to say that I really got hooked into hemp. I had been doing, a lot of my own little research for a year or two prior. And then a mutual friend of ours, Tommy Nuhulu, who we will be hearing from a little bit later, said, you gotta meet my buddy Erik, and he's building a structure right now in Denver. And it's the first permitted hemp structure. So I go down there, and I had the pleasure of being able to get my hands dirty for the first time and actually help. I did my little part in helping build Erik's structure. And from that moment on, I was hooked. That was it. And I've been converted to, this is how we should build every structure from that moment on. So Erik, thank you very much for joining us today. I understand you're going to be talking about conscious consumerism. Am I right?
This is true. This is true.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you, Alicia. Thank you very much. Thank you to Her Many Voices and the team, Miss Melissa Ivy, Alicia, Acelia, Tammy, everyone that works with the organization. Again, thank you so much, Alicia, for the introduction. My name is Erik McKee, and I am the owner of the Wonder Workshop here in Denver, Colorado. We are a hemp-focused product development company, And I've been working in the hemp industry for essentially since 2014, and I had the amazing opportunity to join Alicia in Haiti in the spring of 2018, and we had the tremendous opportunity to go to Wind Farm and participate in their workshops. We had the opportunity to help introduce industrial hemp to the country. But while I was there, hemp, as much of it can be the answer is hemp. It's not the only answer. The other answers are, we need to be more mindful of recycling. We need to be more mindful of the products that we're using and how we're, what their life cycle is like after we're done using them. And going to some places where they don't have the trash services like we do here in the United States or other places, you really get an understanding of the urgency that we're facing today. And since I've left Haiti, not only have I been focusing on hemp, but we've been focusing on recycling processes and products that can take landfill material and repurpose them into usable products. And so one of the products that we have is this here is our Reblock product. This is a 100% recycled plastic interlocking block product. And this isn't just one type of plastic, it's all 7 types of plastic. So we could essentially take anything, grind it up, clean it, and turn it into a variety of different products. And so this is something that we've been spearheading for the last 3 or 4 years now. It's now coming to market, and we're trying to set these. My end goal would be to be able to set up these services in Haiti, and trying to clean up some waterways, clean up some roadsides, and the beaches, and being able to utilize this plastic that has a life cycle of 1,000 years. But also, this is what we can do with recycling. In addition to recycling, even before we get there, if we could purchase products that have less packaging and less waste added to them from the get-go, that's another great way to just not have to deal with the recycling process to begin with. One of the plans I was hoping to have today, and with our little pre-produced recording, is I wanted to take you guys to a little shop here that we have here in Denver called Zero Waste. And Zero Waste is a shop boutique that carries a wide selection of products, but their packaging, if it has any, is very earth conscious. And so I just like to ask that as in your adventures or in your shopping habits, if you can take those reusable shopping bags to the store. I know sometimes we forget them, but if you can just leave them in your car, that is one of the biggest reliefs off of our waste that we could have. I read something this morning that the life cycle of a grocery trash bag is about 12 minutes. So you use it from the time that you load up your groceries, get them home, and get them in your cabinets, and then those plastic bags are wasted. So, if you can take them back to your store and recycle them, or find a way to reuse them, that's a great method to go as well.
12 minutes is painful. That's painful.
It is painful. It is painful. So there's things like single-use cutlery, forks and knives. There's now a new product that we will be carrying. It's hemp-based straws. We also have hemp-based cutlery, and these are all things that decompose and compost within a matter of weeks out in your garden. And there's some really amazing new products that are coming down the road that are definitely more eco-conscious and don't have just the use in mind, but have the end use in mind in the earth. And so I just want to say, as her many voices, their motto is, as I do for others, I do unto myself. Consider that the earth is the same as anybody else. Do unto Mother Earth as we would want to do unto ourselves, and take care of ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of Mother Earth. Let's take care of each other. And happy Earth Day, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to participate, Alicia, and her many voices. And I can't wait to see you all again soon on another amazing journey.
Happy Earth Day, Erik. Thank you for coming out and sharing today with us. So a couple of things. I want to know best way for folks to contact you, to get the word on what's going on with the U.S. Hemp Building Association, get the word on what's happening with Wonder Workshop. Oh, I don't know if we've lost Erik or he's just frozen in time. Hopefully you guys can still see and hear me.
Yes,
right.
We can.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. And this, I think we should screenshot this for Erik because it's a pretty awesome face.
It is a pretty awesome face.
So I would give him a second to pop back in, but I didn't want to leave you wondering if you were speaking into the
there he
void.
is. There he is.
Can we hear me?
Yeah, we got you back. All right, Erik. Thank you.
So I just want to give you a little, here's the Wonder Workshop. So you can reach out to me at ushba.org. You can reach out to me at thewonderworkshop.com. And yes, info at ushba is always an excellent way to get a hold of me. Or through Her Many Voices. You can reach out to me through Her Many Voices and we can be contacted as well.
That's true. That's true. If you write info at Her Many Voices and just put in Erik McKee, we'll make sure Erik gets it. Erik, it's a beautiful workshop. I'm quite proud of the work that you do and grateful that we were introduced and we had an opportunity to do some work together, which we will continue to do for the rest of our days. I know.
We're moving mountains, baby.
We are moving mountains. That's right. That's right. And thank you again for speaking to the biodiversity, the importance of biodiversity in this world, because we've forgotten those kind of things. And some of the reason why we've gotten out of kilter is because we removed hemp from the ability for everyday people to actually grow this. For those of you who are not aware, in this country in particular, in the US, hemp was legal. It was encouraged. Farmers grew it. They could pay their taxes. You could pay your taxes with it. The $10 bill was made from hemp paper. Jefferson, Washington, Benjamin Franklin, these guys were hemp farmers.
It's only been within about the last 100 years, about the last 80 years,
yeah.
About the last 80 years since the development, DuPont with the development of nylon. If you look at our grandparents didn't leave a lot of stuff behind. Our great grandparents did not leave a lot of stuff behind. And what was left, whether it was their dresses or their furniture or their home goods, all that stuff was recycled. All that stuff was composted. All that stuff went back to the earth because it was either made of metal, it was made of, stone, it was made of lumber, it was made of cotton or hemp. And,
our ancestors knew. Sorry, Erik froze up again. But you know what? This is the wisdom of our ancestors. They knew, and we're getting back to it. So thank you so much, Erik. We're going to move on now to, again, on the other side of the pond, we're going to Nigeria. Olutosin Olodosu, excuse me, Ulu, does some amazing work with her community in Lagos, in Nigeria. Lagos.
Good afternoon.
So here's Ulu. Did Ulu freeze up?
From our Ondo State, Western Nigeria. My name is Olutosin Oladosu Adebowale. I am a Nigerian and I am from our Ondo State, Western part of Nigeria. Cloth weaving is a major traditional work in Ondo State, Nigeria. And most of the time it is from generation to generation. My great-grandmother was a cloth weaver. My grandmother, her name is Adeshawo, she was a cloth weaver. My mother, her name is Olanuwesi, she was a cloth weaver. And my elder sister, she's Rachel Bamishe. We are of the same mother and we are of the same father. She is a cloth weaver. She's educated, she has a PhD in religious study, and that does not stop her from weaving clothes. So when I came to Ondo State, I said we have to follow the footsteps of our great.
Oh, the joys of technology. Hopefully we get to get Ulu back up and running here in a moment. She has been doing and educating people on traditional weaving for quite some time. She also has been doing furniture making, and she does some beautiful artwork with materials from, she calls it Tosin's Trash to Treasures. And so Ulu's been doing this for quite some time. And her community, particularly the women in the community, have been really, really gaining assistance from the work that Ulu has been doing. She has worked tirelessly for her community, particularly for women in the area. This last year, because of the work that Ulu has done, she was able to feed over 10,000 people from her community. Can you imagine? 10,000 mouths that get to be fed because she is doing the good work. She does trainings with women. She's been doing this for quite some time. We met through another organization called World Pulse. You will actually be hearing the founder of World Pulse, Jensina Larsen, a little bit later today. And as a matter of fact, we have the next presenter coming up is Dr.Karumbu Ringera, and she is based out of Kenya. So I've also met Karumbu through World Pulse as well. These ladies I refer to, between Karumbu and Ulu, I refer to them as my sisters because we do have that bond in this world, and always thinking to do for another, because we recognize that connection of every time I do something for another, I am also doing that for myself. So, Aisla, are we able to get Ulu back again? Can we pick up from where we left off? Or are we having some difficulties still? I know we've got another, let's see, we've got.
I'm working on it, just
Okay, all right. And hopefully we have Dr. Karumbu Ringera getting ready to jump in here as well in a few minutes. She's scheduled to join us at 9:40. So we've got a couple of minutes to go before that. And if we end up having issues with Ulu's presentation, we will just, we'll return to her a little bit later. Maybe we can do that right after Karumbu. I believe we're scheduled for just a short break after the next presentation, which is called Love and Light. Karumbu has been working with her community. She works predominantly with women who have been dealing with HIV/AIDS, as well as orphans who have been affected by HIV and AIDS.
Good afternoon from our Ondo State, Western Nigeria. My name is Olutosi Oladoshu Adebowale. I am a Nigerian and I am from our Ondo State, Western part of Nigeria. Cloth weaving is a major traditional work in Ondo State, Nigeria. And most of the time it is from generation to generation. My great-grandmother was a cloth weaver. My grandmother, her name is Adeshawo, she was a cloth weaver. My mother, her name is Olanuwesi. She was a cloth weaver, and my elder sister, she's Rachel Bamise. We are of the same mother and we are of the same father. She is a cloth weaver. She's educated. She has a PhD in religious study, and that does not stop her from weaving clothes. So when I came to Ondo State, I said we have to follow the footsteps of our great-grandmother, and I began to use cloth weaving to make traditional chairs. By so doing,
Okay. We might have to come back to Ulu. These are the challenges of, these are part of those modern challenges that we speak of for the day, since we are in some of the remote areas, or maybe not so remote, but areas that don't have the strongest of technology, as well as on our end, just getting caught in a loop. So, Aisla, what do you think? Should we come back to Ulu a little bit later? Maybe we can try again after Dr. Karumbu. What do you think? I know that that she is waiting backstage right now. So I will leave that up to you guys. I am very excited that we get to spend time with our friends and family members from the other side of the pond. It gives me great joy to know that we have had these connections that have stayed for so many years. I believe we met, it's got to be, I don't know, maybe 13, 15 years ago. And I have Jensina Larsen, the founder of World Pulse, to thank for that. So, all right. I'm hoping you guys can still hear me, see me. Can somebody throw a lifeline out? Let me know that I'm still here. Because on my end, I'm not seeing anyone now. So, okay, I did get okay, thank you, Christinia. I got a hello from her. So clearly, evidently, we are having tech issues as far as getting people in the segment. So I'm going to ask that everybody hold on for a moment here until we get back up and running. When Aisla first spoke to me about doing this event, she said, I think we need to do like a 2-day Burning Man Jerry Lewis telethon. And I thought, oh my God, we are so not prepared for that. So we compromised for this all-day event, and it is going to go for roughly about 12 and a half hours today. So I thank you all for joining us. And it is being recorded, so we will be able to present this later again. But right now, tell your friends. We are on YouTube, we're on Facebook Live, and I believe we're on LinkedIn Live as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get everybody connected here. As far as the day is concerned, I will remind you. Karumbu. Okay. I had you for a moment, and then you froze up.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay, there you are. There you are. Okay. Thank you. I was just going to say to everyone, just a reminder that we need their support in this day, because it takes a lot to put these kind of events together. And we are so grateful that we've been able to do this, because we really wanted to focus on individuals like yourself who are doing the good work in this world, who are creating that higher vibration for humanity. So thank you very much for joining us today. I will turn it over to you now.
All right. Thank you, Alicia, so much for inviting me to be part of this amazing event.
This was
my name is... Sorry?
Sorry, I said it was my pleasure.
Thank you. My name is Dr.Karumbu Ringera, and happy Earth Day to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. I am the founder and president of International Peace Initiatives, and we are based in Kenya, but we do amazing work around the world. I don't know whether someone is going to be clicking on my video presentation, or I should just talk.
Eala, should we go straight to, is the video ready to go to?
Are we doing the video first?
Okay, she is, because there's been some delay, she lost the internet connection. So she is trying to upload herself and the video right now. So maybe talk a little bit about, do a little introduction as to what we're going to be seeing on your video.
It's actually a PowerPoint presentation that I have, and I talk about, what do I talk about? Let me see. I talk about, I talk about earth care through regenerative practices, because the work that I have done over the last 17 years has taught me certain things. And regeneration, according to the academic definition, one of the definitions is returning something to its original essence. And my take on that is that regeneration is actually about igniting a fire within. So I will be talking about what my work has taught me. So that is the map of Kenya. I come from central, kind of central Kenya, Meru, and we are on the eastern part of Africa. If you look at the eastern coastline of Africa, it looks like a face, and Kenya is the eye of. So I say that Kenya is the eye of Africa, and Africa is my sanctuary where I like to do my Ubuntu through 3G Foundation. And today I'm going to talk about earth care through regenerative practices. And these are practices that I've learned through doing the work. I won't tell you that I sat down and did a 5-year, 10-year proposal. I just was responding to a cry of a group of women who had lost their husbands to HIV and AIDS. And they said, come help us. And I said, I don't know how to help people. How do you want to help yourselves? And they said, we have kids and we've lost our husbands. You see that piece of land that, go back to that slide. That, yeah. When the women asked the community to help with a piece of land to build a children's home because they thought they were going to die any minute, the community gave us that piece of land, and it's literally just rocks. It's a rocky piece of land. And today it looks like this. Next slide. Beautiful. And then, yeah, today it looks like that. Then the women that we've been working with, they were women who, after losing their husbands, their houses looked like this. Next slide, please. Their houses looked like that. Relatives were actually demolishing their houses so that the women, this is a widow, and her children could live. Through our work, they've become business people. And it's through regenerative practices that I talk about, that I'll talk about this. Now, look at that child. We got kids who had lost their parents. They had no one to take care of them because of HIV and AIDS. And so when they've come to stay with us, they have gone to school until they have graduated, like this gentleman standing in front of us. We got a piece of land to grow food for the children's home. It was a monocropped piece of land that we couldn't grow anything else. And through regenerative practices, it is a food forest today. So this is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about creating space, regenerating Mother Earth through these practices. The context through which we have learned to do the things that we do today are based on what I call, please slow down on the slides, please. Go back 2 slides. Go back 2 slides, please. Next, back 2 slides,
the
please.
one before that one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So the systems through which we have done, we have learned certain things that are not enabling, that are not helping Mother Earth, are through the current systems that we have that have made human beings think that they're experts. You know, it's like they know the earth better than the earth knows itself. So the solutions that we've created have been prescriptive, and we speak for everybody, vulnerable people, marginalized people. We speak for the earth, as if Mother Earth doesn't know who she is. And through the videos that we have watched during this presentation, Mother Earth says, I am not a resource for you. We are of nature, you know? Yeah. We are of nature. We don't own Mother Earth, you know? And so we make everything a victim. Orphans, terminally ill people, we make them victims of this and the other. Mother Earth, the essence that holds us, we've made a victim of our own failings. And so we speak for her. We have silenced her. And we think Mother Earth is helpless and hopeless, just like the way we make people helpless and hopeless through our interventions as human beings. Okay, next one. And so what the work has taught me is that when I'm working with a group of people or with children, I have to think in systems, not linearly like the current systems have taught us. And so when I'm looking at supporting a child, I when I look at working with the earth, I look at all the contextual elements that impact that element. So like if it is land, like I'm teaching my kids how to grow seeds, we have to look at the soil, its health, the seeds, the water, the animals, how we are going to add manure, and all these elements have to be thought of. And this is what I call regeneration, because when you address things through a systems thinking lens and address things within their rightful context, then you can never go wrong. Next slide, please. So what we did then is that taking the women living with HIV and AIDS, taking the kids who are orphans, and the land that we were given that was a piece of wasteland, I learned that human beings have created all these wastelands, whether they're human, environmental, or whatever. And our work is about reclaiming these spaces. And to reclaim takes being responsible and being accountable, creating awareness, understanding, embodying, and owning. So we need to own our circumstances. We need to own that we human beings have gone wrong. Like an earlier speaker spoke about the covenants and how we've broken from the covenants that we as human beings made a long time ago to take care of Mother Earth. And I also want to mention that if you see how people treat women in a community, that is how they treat Mother Earth. If you see how people treat Mother Earth in a community, that is how they treat women and children in their communities. So reclaim taking responsibility is an important aspect of our calling in healing and regenerating Mother Earth. The E stands for empoweredness, because empowerment is what someone does for you. Empoweredness is about taking ownership, taking responsibility, and choosing to enhance Mother Earth because she's a gift to us. The C stands for the courage to actually step into that regenerative space when everybody else is thinking that you're crazy because you're not doing things the way everybody else is doing it. Mm. The L stands for love and light. Each one of us is born with love and light. Mother Earth is love and light. And we need to harness that for ourselves so that we can be that for everyone else around us, but more importantly for Mother Earth. We also need to dance with life. Adjustiveness is dancing with life, because normally what we talk about is we want to adapt to an environment. Adjustiveness is not just about adapting and aping and copying. It's about dancing with every element that comes with an open heart and an open mind, and the fluidity, the freeness of a dance, that energy, that spirit. That's how we should be treading this earth. Intuition is that which we bring from the divine wisdom to enhance our thoughts so that we can regenerate every space that we step in. And mindfulness is about being present to the gifts that we've been given by Mother Earth and choosing every day to be present to doing the right thing for Mother Earth. Next slide, please. So using the tenets of Reclaim, we've created something that we call the regenerative or regen framework, which is based on Ubuntu. Ubuntu is an African philosophy that says, I am because we are, and because we are, I am. However, I also talk about what informs that Ubuntu mindset and heart set. We call it Utu. Utu is the beingness that informs our Ubuntu, our being Ubuntu. Next slide, please. And so what it looks like, it's a conversation that I have with myself. It's a conversation that I have with myself when I am walking the earth. You know, when I'm walking my land, the conversation that I have with myself is, who am I? Who am I that I'm here on this earth? And what am I doing? What's my purpose? Mm-hmm. And it's not who am I from the namings and markings of my family, my friends, the systems within which I live, religion, education, and all that stuff. Who I am is based on the essence that brought me to this earth, the purpose that brought me here. Karumbu doesn't have a life that she lives. Life has a life has a life that calls Karumbu to live.
So true. So true.
I don't have a life. Life is, there's something that I've come to do here for life. So when I know who I am, I'm cultivating that divine essence of my purpose for being here. And when I know who I am, then I have to understand what stops me from being that amazing, the amazing creation that I was made to be. For example, I say I am love and light. If you ask me who I am, I don't tell you I have a PhD, I am a mother of 2,000 kids, I have this and the other. When you ask me, Karumbu, who are you? I say I am love and light. And whether I'm being a mother, whether I'm being a professor, whether I'm being a farmer, whoever I am is fundamentally premised on I am love and light. And that is who shows up wherever I go.
And you know this because you have taken the time to spend with yourself and connect to the nature, connect to Mother, and listen. We need to take that time to listen. That is how we know who we are and our purpose in this world.
Exactly. Yeah. But how will we know who we are if we don't even know how we've been conditioned by the systems within which we live? And these systems are like religion, like capitalism, like the traditions or culture that people talk about. This education, these systems have shaped us in certain ways. And until I know how they have shaped me, I will not complete the journey of knowing who I am. So that I will understand, okay, I am racist because I don't like some people for whatever reason, but I must own that. You know, so, and when I own my shadow and my ego, then I'm able to see it for what it is, and I am able to work with it, because my shadow is not who I am. Essentially, who I am is that which enables life to be. And so when I know who I am and what stops me, then I create a new story. I can't live in the old story framework that I was in. And when I create my new story, then I have to figure out who are my allies, who am I going to do this dance with. And when we figure out the dance we are doing, then we create interventions and actions that build spaces and people and places. And then when we have done a project and have completed it, for example, then there's reflection. What do I need to unlearn? What do I need to relearn? What have I learned? Who am I becoming? And I call this the cycle or the spiral of regeneration, always asking myself these questions so that in every situation I'm reclaiming. Remember the reclaim and the elements that inform reclaim. And through this knowing, we've been able to work with the women and the children and have created spaces that are so amazing. Next slide, please. And when you're then aware or awake within regeneration, you understand that certain ways, markings and namings have limited us. So we need to redefine terms that we are using. For example, because I'm a woman, if in a patriarchal society, if you come and tell me that there are certain things I can't do because I'm a woman, I will be like, I don't think so. Terms that, for example, when you read in the media, here, when they're reporting, for example, issues of rape, because those are problems here, they will say that a child was raped. And I say, why don't they say a man raped a child? Because that totally changes the dynamics of just saying a child was raped. By what? By who? But when you say a man did that, the culprit of that is marked. But now we blame victims. Imagine, like, even when we want to train women in things like peace building and economic independence, it is because they are disadvantaged within the systems. Why don't we work with the people who are perpetrators of these systems that have created this iniquity? So redefine terms and de-stereotype myths that say these people are like this gender is like this, and things like that. And then carry a positive mindset, because our world today is premised on the element of fear and lack and victims. A positive mind enables me to see my child not as an orphan, but as a complete human being, child who needs love and support, not because of their circumstances, but because it's the right thing to do. So a holistic approach based on regeneration is based on love, not fear. An authentic heart set. I talked about Ubuntu and Utu. Ubuntu is how we do things. Utu is what informs that doing, that being. And so we have this linear way of being that, oh, I am either this or the other. An authentic heart set is one that is neither here nor there, but is whole, love, because all there is unconditional love on this earth, by the way. An authentic heart looks at people from that place of love. And I don't work for myself. I work because I'm called to serve a cause bigger than myself. Yes. It is service above self. And we work with others as co-creators. We don't just collaborate. We co-create together. Give me an opportunity to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together, like Alicia's project in Haiti that she just described, you enable the people to stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together you create amazing spaces together. And for me, that is regeneration. Igniting a fire within someone so that when you leave, they will be able to solve all their problems from the learning that they got from the regenerative dance that you did together. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. I won't be able to go through that, but I will talk about embodied regeneration. In the end, what my work has taught me is that this life is all about us. When we mess up somewhere, it messes with everybody. When I harm someone, it harms the whole universe. So we are connected, we're interconnected, we're interdependent. So the work is to include everyone because this is about all of us. We are fully human in community because we are so interconnected and we're interdependent. That is why I am because you are. We are never alone. Loneliness is what causes a lot of depression. Don't let anyone lie to you and tell you you're alone, because even if I am not with people, I know I am with an essence that is bigger than myself, that lives within me. And so I can never be alone. I am known and I know something, and yet I don't know a lot of things. And that's okay not to know everything, but I know I am known. That anchors me, that grounds me, because I know I'm not here by accident. I respond to life, not react to life. We react from the conditioning of the systems. We respond from the love, unconditional love that is within each one of us. So I respond to life, not react to it. There's only love, no fear. And death, the ending of something, is not a problem. What is a problem is the inability to let go, because the tragedy is not in death, it is in what is dead within us, because we don't want to let go. We don't want to have open hearts and open minds to let the divine wisdom that is within all of us to present itself to us and to guide us in what we need to do in this work on Mother Earth. And when we hold space with this knowing, then we heal not only ourselves, but we also heal Mother Earth, the trees, the animals, and everything that inhabits this beautiful Mother Earth. Next slide, please. And I know I have 2 minutes now. And so I'll end with this one thing that the work has taught me. Regenerative systems build community. They don't scale up, they ripple out. This approach builds teams. We co-create, remember? It's based on love, so there are no problems, only opportunities calling to be invited in. New possibilities calling to be invited in. We've misnamed and called problems. Regeneration is a process that takes perseverance, patience, presence, and proaction. When we work in this way, we get out of the way so that the people that we are working with can step into their power. For the tragedy of a person is when they don't know who they are, because we've blocked their knowing of who they are, because we want to victimize them so that we can do things for them. No one needs help. No one is helpless. No one is hopeless, except for the systems that we have created that stop people from stepping into their highest self. And expect to be surprised. That is, don't hold on to things like this. Free them. Let them be. Thank you.
It was all I could do to not interject constantly, because you have struck that core in me, of recognizing that interconnectedness. And we don't have sustainability unless we address the regenerative work that needs to happen here. Thank you for talking about reclaim. I will break that down. Moving forward, I will have that in my mind, Karumbu, and Utu also, that meaning. We did get a question from Tamar Kantav about how long did it take you to go from the land that you were able to work with, and the condition it was in, to have it go to that place of being a food forest and really thriving. How long did it take for that to happen?
5 years.
Okay.
It took 5 years. And of course, for some fruit trees, it took like
oh no. You are frozen in time, my dear.
And yes, but it really, when I look at it,
So we are getting hit with tech issues again, and we've lost your well, you're frozen. I'll just leave it at
yes.
Okay.
Hear me? Can you?
You keep coming in and out. You keep coming in and out. So since you are frozen again, I'm going to say to folks, if you want to learn more about Dr. Karumbu Ringera's work, please contact her. You have the link here below. She is also the founder of the International Peace Initiative. International Peace Initiative. Both of these organizations you can reach her at. I would highly, highly recommend going to find out more about their work and find out how you can support them. Because like any other nonprofit or smaller organization that is trying to do the good work, the necessary work in this world, you know, she talked about, I will paraphrase, when we discuss whatever I do for another, I do for myself. We also talk about whatever I do to another, I do to myself. And Karumbu spoke so well about that. You know, we victimize people along the way, and that is not necessary. Okay, we've got you back. I don't know.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't know how much of that you heard, but what I was suggesting to people is that they contact you between the foundation here. You're also with the founder of the International Peace Initiative. And so I said, please go to both of these organizations, go to both of these sites, see more of the work that's being done by you and how people can help, how we can support the work that you are doing. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. When Corona settles, you can come and visit and do some work with the kids. Our regenerative activities here, like permaculture, construction of greenhouses, and I'm already going to contact the hemp building people to see whether it can grow in Kenya. You can support a child, you can support a girl, get a kit for sanitary pads, and there are so many things you can do. Just go to the website, International Peace Initiatives or Tirigi Foundation, and you'll find more information there, or you can email me at that email that is on the screen.
Karumbu, thank you. Thank you so very much for joining us today. This was a treat.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right.
Bye.
Much love. Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I believe we're going to go straight now to another video by Oak Cesar. Yes, Aisla is writing, this was amazing. Yes, it was amazing. And there's more amazingness coming. So if we are ready to go to the video, we will do that at this point. It's called The Source. Oh, we're not ready. Hi.
We are actually ready. But we're hopping into another Facebook Live because they like to make things challenging. So we're going to end this broadcast and start another one. Okay. And that's just because Facebook likes for you guys to have some fun with your tech. So please don't leave us because we've got 10 more hours of content.
All right. So does this mean we have to go back in? We have to hit the link again, or do we get to stay right here and it's just on your end?
You have to go into it. I sent you a link that you should click. And everybody else, I don't know what's going to happen for you. This is the unknown. So I recommend that you stay tuned, stay connected. Oak's poem is beautiful, and that's my advice for you on this Earth Day. Bye.
Okay.